Hello, everybody, and welcome to 48-Hour Artcheck. And we have somebody new here. We talk about him a lot. This is James Rognon. This is Kiley's old boss, my current boss. So he's super cool, and he's joining us for Artcheck today because we're actually going to do social media round 3, which I think we started Kiley's first episode.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
It's been a little bit, but there is a part 3 now. It is today. So Emily, what have you gotten done recently, just since Monday?
I did stuff. Can you see my screen? Okay,
Yeah.
My cat is everywhere. Okay. I worked on the rose quartz one. I still don't know if I'm done with it yet. And I did what's this called? Amethyst quartz and sardonyx, I guess. These were fun, and maybe I'm done with this one, but I don't really know yet. Yeah, that's kind of what I've accomplished. Other than that, I spell checked a post for my website on Clue. It's not up yet, but it's ready to be put up. So yeah, that's what I did.
Sweet. I went through your Instagram. I don't know if you can tell because of how many likes spammed your phone.
Yeah, I got a lot of love the past day and a half. It was insane.
Did you notice any increase the past few days?
Well, so Kiley, I think you brought in 9 followers or something.
Nice.
Yeah, and
But
then a few people that hang out in the chat regularly were showing love and went through my posts and started liking them, which was amazing. So that was nice for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I saw some good come from it.
Sweet. Been working on it. We'll talk about it today, but
yeah,
I was trying to do anything to increase your engagement.
I really appreciate it. It was really awesome to just have other people share. It made me feel warm inside. So thank you.
Glad I could help. So since Monday, I actually took a sketch that I made and put it into Illustrator. The colors are very dark on StreamYard for some reason. They're very bright on my screen, so there's a lot more contrast. And I don't know why it's so dark, but just prefacing it with that. Anyways, for one of the classes that I TA sometimes, once a year, they're recreating the worksheets, and so I have to create a vector ad. So this is just a draft. I have some stuff I still want to do with it, but basically this is the ad. This is the ad that I'm basing it off of, and then I have to make a ad within that campaign. And so trying to do it completely in Illustrator was my direction that I was given. And then I actually went through, I've done so many photo shoots that I have never posted pictures from. Ever. They just never see the light of day. I have 64 gigabyte SD cards, and I opened one up and there were 3 different files with 100 images each, and I was cool. So I went through those, and then I edited this. I don't like my edits that much, but again, it looks darker on the screen. But I did macro photography for the first time, and it was pretty fun. It's technically my second time, but I'm counting it as my first time because I actually understand what macro photography is this time. I've used a macro lens, but I'm not counting that time. So yeah, so I made this. I got back on the photo challenge that Rognon made. I got back on that, and I spent about 30 minutes looking for dynamic tension, and
what's
gave
dynamic
up.
Tension?
That's a great question. I Googled it.
What is it?
I'll try and explain it, and then you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Here, Taylor.
Okay, so I can see it in my head. Basically, it's like a bunch of like leading lines kind of going all over the place. So like there's just tension created in the photograph. Like it's not like appealing or like calming to look at. It's like 20 different things going around.
Okay.
That's like the best way I can describe what I'm seeing in my head. So
yeah, that's about right. I mean, you're using different angles and lines throughout your photography in order to create tension. And a lot of times it deals with architectural photography.
Oh.
we just don't live in an architecture heavy area. I live less in an architecture heavy area than everybody else does. I live in more of a podunk town. But yeah, so I spent like 30 minutes and it started raining and I gave up. So to be fair. Kylie, what have you gotten done?
I edited a couple photos from when I borrowed Rognon's camera. I just did really basic edits because I'm running out of space on like every device now, except my iPad. But this is the one of my dog, and I didn't pull it up, so I can't screen share, so you can't even really see the edits that I did because it's like really bad coloring. But I did that, and then I sent this to Kayla and Emily. I forgot I had edited photos, so I thought I would literally have nothing to show. When I was at my little sister's birthday, I drew a superhero with crayon, and that's all I've done.
That's the classic way to do it.
Yeah.
I texted them and I was like, does this count something? They're like, yes.
Immediately, both of us were like, heck yes. 100%.
Yeah.
Please show that. And then Rognon, just have you done anything like recently, just like that you would want to share? Or
Not much. I mean, like,
you.
yeah, I've been too busy with work and that kind of stuff. So right now, I haven't done much. We just did a photo shoot like a half an hour ago, though, with my kid.
That counts.
That
Yeah.
100% counts.
Yeah.
The pictures are still on the camera, so we'll see how they pop up later tomorrow. I think on one of my social media channels,
Which is linked in the description below. Not even joking on that one. Anyways, that's a perfect tie into challenges is work. Emily, what has been going on challenge wise?
I think I've just been distracted lately. I don't know. I've just been like wanting to chill, and I've gotten a little bit lazy with like I have a lot of time at home that's like from this time to this time I'm going to be working on stuff, but I've kind of slacked off still during that time a little bit. Like it wasn't like a high concentration at all at any point this week, I don't think. So, yeah.
Gotcha. For mine, my Wi-Fi will never be fixed. Is what it seems like. It was supposed to get fixed tomorrow, and the Wi-Fi company called and said, no, they're not doing it tomorrow. And then they said they were going to come on the 10th, but nobody's going to be home on the 10th. So I think I've decided that the rest of the semester I'm spending on campus. Because I have unlimited data, but it slowed down significantly once I reached like my limit, and I was like, I can't do anything. So that's a challenge. But like, Rognon fixed it for me to where I actually have access to Wi-Fi now. It just means that I actually have to have like more motivation to get up and go. And then my Criminal Minds addiction has continued. I was on season 1, episode 10, I think, on Monday, maybe episode like 12. Now I'm on season 2, episode 5. So I'm really tired, but it's worth it. I'm really tired and I'm getting everything done, so I think it's fine. I'm just not sleeping as much.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm not spending my excess time isn't going towards art, it's going towards Criminal Minds.
Sometimes you just gotta binge.
Yeah, that's why I never start new TV shows. I don't have self-control when it comes to TV shows. I am either going to watch it all or I'm not going to watch it. So, but TikTok made me watch it. I kept on getting TikToks about it, and then now I'm addicted to it. Anyways, Kylie, what have your challenges been?
Mostly just a busy schedule. I mentioned that would be a challenge on Monday. Just I was traveling because I'm coming to house at my parents. That's where I am now, and I'm watching their dog and my dog. And so yeah, traveling. And then yesterday was my little sister's birthday, and so things have just been busy the past like 48 hours. But hopefully that'll slow down a little bit. I think the biggest challenge this summer was like what I talked about on Monday, and then just that things have kind of gotten really crazy, like with a bunch of things coming up that I have a large role in, but that's pretty much all the schedule stuff.
Sweet. And then Rognon, you already said work. Anything else or just work?
Can I say kids too?
Yeah.
I mean, always finding just finding time. Honestly, it's hard to find time to do anything that you want to do, and then you get distracted by buying a new Nintendo Switch for your kids, and then just spending time on that.
I want a Switch. Ugh.
It's fun.
I know. I want one.
Kids though.
That's what I claimed. At least it was for my kids, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
I just wanted to play Zelda, so.
Did you get the handheld one or the console one?
It's the handheld console one.
Okay.
So. The one that you can actually plug into the TV.
Yep. I think it's right here.
I miss Nintendo games.
The one Switch game that I love is called Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Of course it's a Marvel game.
No, this is my Spider-Man hat. I thought it was. Wow, I'm not wearing anything Marvel right now. I'm off brand. I really thought it was my Spider-Man hat because it's blue. I grabbed the wrong one.
Dang. Isn't that like a gas station in Texas? Your hat?
I wanted a 4th of July hat, and it has stars, and it's tie-dyed.
Oh, cute.
I have way too many hats, but I won't get rid of any of them. So I'm trying to get hats for holidays now. Like,
wow, that's the level of hats you have. I've got to fill in all the occasions now.
2 Marvel hats, this hat, Harry Potter, Batman, Sodavine. I have a Sodavine hat. I have Ravenclaw. So 2 Harry Potter hats. Yeah. I think I'm in double digits of how many hats I have. And I realized it when I was unpacking because I did it subconsciously, but I was unpacking my boxes and I was like, maybe I've hit too many. I might have hit that point. Anyways, before Monday for the 3 of us and just Rognon for you in the near future, what all projects do we want to get done?
I didn't even think about that.
See, I would say I was putting you on the spot, but you're here twice a week.
Yeah. I started drawing the Powerpuff Girls. I'll get somewhere with that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do over the next however many days until Monday.
5 days.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll definitely either have abandoned that project or made significant progress. One of the two.
For mine, I want to edit a couple more pictures. Everybody else is having such issues with their posts and everything. I have done nothing on my accounts and I have been gaining followers. So
yeah, I wish that would happen to me.
But are they engaging with your content, or are they just
I'm not posting content. So no. I will. I know not posting is the death of social media pages, and I get that. But I feel like when I start posting again, it's just gonna die down again. But yeah, I want to edit most of those pictures that I just pulled up, which is very ambitious, but I can do it while I watch Criminal Minds, so I feel like it will get done. And then I need to finish the ad. The ad is pretty close to done. It's just doing something that I've never done before, which is why I chose it, which is like using brushes and stuff. Because in my head, you're never supposed to use brushes, and I really don't know where that ideology came from.
It came from Corey. I'm going to tell you that right now. I know who planted that.
I have to have a word with him. I've literally never done it, and then I chose this ad with, like, that is contingent on using a brush. And so I had to go into his office today, and I was like, I don't even know where to go to do this. He was like, so you go to the brushes panel. All right. But yeah, so I have to actually like figure out that brush, but I'm not gonna say anything else because I don't actually think that there's anything else that I've even started recently than those two things. So, Kylie?
I can hear myself. I'm sorry. All the headphones next to me. I will either do a new series on my creative account with like the photos that I've taken, or make some progress with business planning, which isn't really art, but it is a platform that helps me produce art, and so that would just be, and I consider it art, kind of.
It counts.
Yeah, and so I'll either like have a new series on my creative account, or I will do some more planning around like what I'm going to do with printing, or possibly order some products for shipping out prints and things like that, you know. So for business progress or content progress, probably.
Nice.
Sweet. Rognon?
Yeah, I have a long list of things that I want to start doing, which, you know, I don't know. I feel like I'm always that person like, tomorrow. But I have like 5 video scripts made. I need to start posting my channel again. I ended up taking like a couple weeks off and started doing that. So I think that stuff is kind of in the works. And I promised myself next week is like Monday. It's going to start happening again. But probably tomorrow.
Dynamic tension photography.
Exactly.
Just gonna do that. Yeah. Sweet. So our topic, I forgot to change the banner. I need to show you guys how to change the banners because I never do it.
My cat is back.
You guys both have like your
My cat is walking around the desk. Oh, there he is. Cat butt. Okay.
Anyways, so today's social media part 3. Basically just talking about like different channels. There's no one right way to do social media. But there are ways that are better to do social media. If that makes sense. And it's like contingent on each channel that you're on. Like it's different for Twitter than it would be for Instagram, and Facebook, in my opinion, is just dead for creative accounts. But that's my opinion, or at least what I've been told. So just like those kinds of things. There are ways to succeed on Facebook. It's just not in the stereotypical way. But just those kinds of things. Emily's been struggling a lot with her Instagram stuff, and Kylie and I have been like posting it to our pages, stuff to her account. So just those kinds of things anybody can pick up really at any point. This is mainly just like open-ended, just discussing the best practices. Sorry, I need to stop rubbing my eyes. Corona.
Brought in our resident expert.
Yeah.
He does teach this stuff, so
I guess he must know something.
a little bit.
Just a small amount. Honestly, not a ton. So
No, enough.
I'm
If
not
you
being
teach
facetious.
it. We're being facetious for you.
Yeah.
Emily, I'm curious, Emily. So Emily, you talked to me, or we DM'd it back and forth a couple times. Did any of that stuff work? Have you seen any difference?
It didn't help because I posted, the next post that I did was like basically an ad. It was like, here's mocked up versions of my illustrations. Go to my store. And so those always do not as well. So I don't know yet. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, my posts have been progressively going down in likes and reach and stuff. Like I used to get, I don't know, 30 to 60 likes. 60 was like upper end and 30 was like lower. And like now it's like 15. So it's like at least halved. And then some have done like worse than 15. And, you know, aside from like the last day and a half, I hadn't seen a follower in like weeks, even though I post twice a week. It was just, it felt like Instagram was mocking me. Like I didn't know. It felt like I was doing everything right and it was getting worse on purpose. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but something is happening. So yeah.
I have some other ideas. So
Okay.
things for you to work on. And this, I don't know if this helps out with what you guys plan tonight, but yeah, so a couple things. It's really, really interesting to see how the Instagram, do you guys know how the Instagram algorithm works? I'm in teacher mode, so I'll try not to do this.
Does it try to like keep you in the app as long as possible? So as long as you are like the day that I talked to you, I was watching a ton of videos too, because I was just freaking out. And like I looked up, I saw that like, if it will reward you for bringing people to more places in Instagram or just keeping it on there longer.
So yeah, the more, I mean, they're going to reward creators because that means more people stay on the platform. And so generally, for the most part, if you're not selling and that kind of stuff, Instagram and Facebook in general really likes that. Part of it though, so each person has your own individual algorithm where like you see different content based off of who you engage with, the types of content that you follow, the types of content that you engage with, like hashtags, all of that kind of fun stuff. And then, so yours will be different than mine, which will be different than Kayla's, which will be different than Kiley's, right?
Yeah.
And so part of those, they call them key indicators on what makes content show up in your newsfeed or even in the stories up at the top. And so part of that is, and one of those key indicators that they say is your relationship that you have with the content or the person or their account or something like that. And when I heard this the first time, I was like, relationship, does that mean like they know who are my brothers and sisters or family and that kind of stuff? That's not entirely what they mean. I mean, that's part of it. Like close friends and that kind of stuff, you're going to see their content a lot more. But the other thing is, like if you just follow their accounts or you engage with their content. So as a creator, what you end up having to do is you can't just post and call it good. You actually have to follow, like engage with your followers' content, comment on their things, and show more of a relationship between you and that person. And so we do this by going either to their accounts and commenting, or you always comment on every single post that you get or comments that you get on your posts.
Yeah.
Ideally, you do all of that, right?
Yeah. Well, so what about, so I have like a very specific like type of accounts that I follow on Instagram and they don't follow me back. So like I follow other artists with way bigger platforms than I do. And so because there isn't a reciprocation going on? Is that affecting me?
It could a little bit, because you're not reciprocating that relationship, so it's like a one-sided relationship. So you don't necessarily want to. It doesn't matter on the content or the followers that the people that you're following. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
It matters more for your followers, like who is following you.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah. So people who follow me, I should engage with their content more.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's honestly, I mean, that's going to be one of the best ways to get your content to show up in their feed. One of the other key indicators is timeliness. Like what Instagram likes to show posts that are posted more recently than old posts.
Yeah.
And so twice a week is not enough.
But that's so much stuff.
I know.
I'm not a photographer.
I think what you have to do and what you have to figure out is how do I, and this is a lot for creators, is how do I create content that is sustainable and long-term? Yeah. So like, you know, constantly designing a new thing every single day, that's a lot of work.
That's burnout waiting to happen.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So like Kylie and Kayla, I mean, or Emily, what do you guys do to combat burnout?
I know what it feels like, so I stop doing it when I feel that.
I don't take on super big projects that I know I'll try and do with 5 mini projects.
I don't combat it. I just experience.
Oh, come on, guys.
No. Okay, but for real. So what I do, I'll be for real. I make everything last content-wise. So, like, if I do a photo shoot, like, I think I have, like, at least 5 good macro shots that I'm intending to, like, use to space out. Like, if I do, like, a photo shoot with people, like, different poses obviously happen, like, sometimes different outfits and stuff. And so instead of making just, like, a carousel where it shows absolutely everything, I'll try and, like, space it out. I promote Artcheck just because that's, like, a set thing, so I try to promote it. So that's, like, a Monday post and a Wednesday post. I do stuff like that. When I was animating, I was actually in your class where we were required to post twice a week. And I would do, like, here was my sketch from animating, or, like, here is, like, this small little thing that I got, like, to move, or here's where my complete rough draft was. Now it looks nothing like this. Or, like, when I was videoing, because I had to video a person, I, like, posted about, like, behind the scenes, like, oh, I'm just doing this thing. So
I have a question. Does stories count as posts? Because if that's so, then I do more than twice a week.
Stories have their own algorithm and their own, like, it's separate from.
So it doesn't count.
No.
Because everyone can see your story. Like, people see your stories. Like, your whole audience could really see your story if they're, like, active on Instagram. But it is, like, because it's always at the top, you know? Whereas, like, feed posts, they're completely different algorithm.
Man.
But that's what I do. And then I try to shoot. So for my personal page, I shoot content based off of my captions. So this way I'm not wasting time out there shooting random stuff. Like for my like, I guess, creator page, I will just go take photos and then come up with captions later. And my captions aren't typically like, I don't like doing like people that post and just use a quote.
Yeah.
Are the bane of my existence sometimes. Yeah. And so I try not to do that, because I did that in high school when I was a cheesy high school photographer, and that I can't get that Instagram page taken down, but it's there. But like, I try not to do that stuff, but when it's like my personal page where, like, I talk about mental health and stuff, I at least will know, like, okay, this like photo shoot, I want to find stuff where I could post about anxiety. On this photo shoot, I want to do, like, motivational stuff. on this one I want to do like PTSD stuff, and it saved me a bunch of time and like stress and like misdirection out, I guess, in the field. Does that help? Was that it? Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's you got to find ways. Every person's going to be different. You got to find ways in order to extend the longevity of your posts. So whether that's through, showing behind the scenes, the backgrounds, like showing multiple angles, whatever it might be, doing different things like that. That's one way. But with all social media, no matter what the channel is, you have to provide some sort of good, valuable content. And generally that comes down to you need to provide selfless content, not selfish content. Selfish content, for the most part, is all about promotion, selling your own product, doing that kind of stuff, which people just get annoyed with and they ignore it, right?
Yeah.
Selfless content is more focused on your audience and what they need, what they want, what's going to help them, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to that, one thing that I try and think of, and this is something that we kind of talked about the first Artcheck I was on, is just like the importance of knowing your audience and knowing the purpose and everything like that. Like if you're like Emily, if you're wanting to help people like with art and stuff, if you want to be like an art inspiration page, or if your main thing is like getting clients and like figuring out your audience and what they want and what they value and things like that, is just like really, really key. Like with my audience on my personal page, I know that there are people that will enjoy longer captions and will enjoy like hearing about like mental health and things like that. Whereas like on my creative page, I know that like the main thing that my clients are looking for is just like my art and what inspires me, but also like a little bit of my personal life thrown in there, and things like that. And I think that a huge thing is like, are they potential clients? Are you mostly like wanting to like, be inspiration? Are you trying to like, like my personal account, I'm like super into like what's happening in the world and like commenting on it, things like that, like zeitgeist, and just figuring out those types of things and like what's the most important for your particular like brand and like what you want to focus on. I think that is what I found to be really, really helpful. Anyway.
Yeah, that helps.
I
don't really know anything about my audience.
Yeah.
So, I know what my target audience is, but not the current people. Yeah.
What I've been trying to learn is to stop caring about gaining followers too. Like to stop caring about that, because like you have your target audience and those are the people that are going to stick with your page. Like people are going to follow and follow you all the time, and it's the worst when you're sitting there counting followers, which I've been learning this semester. But like when you're sitting there like counting followers, it's like the absolute worst thing. You're like, I just lost 5 for no reason. It's like I literally did nothing on my like page that would have cost me to lose followers, but now I've lost them. But yeah, for me, like one of my pages is just about mental health, and it's really funny because if you look at my stories versus the posts on my newsfeed, I feel like it might be 2 different people sometimes, because my story is just me basically being an idiot with my friends, and then my like newsfeed posts are like mental health and like all of this stuff. But like I know that that's what my audience wants to see. But also one thing that I've done is I've actually separated the pages that I follow, because I have 2 accounts and I've separated who I'll follow on what account. There's very rarely overlap. I think like I follow the Rognon project on both accounts, and then I think I follow like Kiley's stuff on both accounts, maybe. Like I don't like overlap because 1, I'm messing with people's engagement rates if they're calculating it by followers, and then I'm not on that account. But 2, I want to see art stuff when I want to see art stuff, and I want to see like humorous dumb stuff when I want to see that. And then if I want to get like takes on the world, I pretty much just go to Kiley's page.
I would say if you're posting for your target audience, that's what you want to do. Like one huge lesson I've also learned recently is like I would be really frustrated when people stopped following me, but then I was like, those aren't the people I want to talk to anyway.
Yeah.
Like they're obvious. If they're unfollowing me, they obviously don't care about my content. So I don't even want them following me because they bring down my engagement rate, you know? And so I'm just like kind of relieved now when people unfollow me. I'm like, oh, good. Because now I'm finding my people, you know? And I say like, yeah, you might not know who your real audience is. You just know your target audience is. So like post for your target audience because that's who you want, you know? That's who you know will be interested in your stuff.
Yeah.
And if that means that like you're gonna start changing the way that you post, then you didn't want those people anyway.
Yeah. Well, and that's I'm going through that phase now of like I sometimes have to remind myself like these are growing pains. Like I'm I mean, I think I know a little bit more about you than the other people that I don't even know who's following me. What?
I said he's here every Monday, Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly.
Him and Ronnie, we know you guys.
But yeah, just like having to remind myself that like this is like, you know, part of the process. Like I am trying to be more on brand as I go through stuff, and that means that people are going to be like, she's changing things in a way that I don't like, and I totally get that. Like, yeah, my whole mentality of it is I just want to be there with like the tons of followers and, you know, like just a base so that I can make money off of that. Like I'm so ready to just do that. You know what I mean? Like my job is cool or whatever, but I would love to be at the position where like my store could support me, you know? And so that like knowing that I just don't have a very big base yet, it's the thing that really aggravates me because it means I'm not there yet, you know?
One thing to remember though, like YouTube, I think it was about a year ago announced the average YouTuber that gets 1,000 subscribers, it takes them, they've had to have published around 390 videos before they get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, that's a video a day for an entire year before they hit that like 1,000 subscriber count. It's the same thing. Although literally at dinner table tonight, my wife was like, look at this person. She held her phone. They've posted 9 times and they have 900 followers. Why? And part of it though is also just like, who do you know? You know, who are friends of friends? Like it's just, you know, are you promoting it in life kind of thing too? That stuff. You know, there's other things. Is your brand easily recognizable? There's a lot of stuff that kind of gets into it.
My followers all come from the fact that I've had my Instagram account. Like I literally have over 900 posts. Like I've had it for so long. And also I was like a camp counselor when I met hundreds of kids this summer, and they go and find their counselors on Instagram and stuff. So many of my followers are, just from like the fact that I was really connected. I was involved in a lot of things. So that's like all of my followers.
Yeah. Being a TA helped.
Yeah.
There's also this facade out there that like you can go to Fiverr and buy 10,000 followers for $5 right now. Right. And you could all of a sudden be like, sweet, I've made it. I've arrived.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I'm internet famous.
No.
But like those are all fake accounts. It doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? And so even now, most companies recognize that. And or you have the follow and follow method, like on Instagram, which everyone does. Kayla, what you're probably experiencing is what I do too. Like I have 2 accounts, one that's less known and that I started a long time ago. But like I interact with companies or things that I want to follow on that one. And when I follow someone, all of a sudden I'll get like 20 new likes or 20 new follows. And those are just bots, people following me because I followed someone else. Have something set up. So, I mean, like, it's all, I don't know, it's all fake. Really what really matters is more of the engagement of the community.
Speaking of bots, can we talk about, I've been seeing bots on Facebook, like obvious bots commenting on personal posts, which is the weirdest thing ever.
What?
Yeah, they're always political ones, by the way.
That's why I don't see them.
Conspiracy.
It's a lot of the like really popular posts. Like if you share things that like, I shared something that Pete Buttigieg, whatever you say his last name. Yeah, I shared one of his posts and a bot immediately went and commented on it. And so they go and they find the things that are getting a lot of shares and they just like
It's
Like,
very weird.
They're the worst.
And they act like Instagram bots. Like go look at my profile. It's just a personal profile with some fake pictures. Like, what am I supposed to gain from this? You know what I mean? Like, you're not my friend. Like, I don't know who you are. Why would I ever care? I don't understand the point of them at all. Like, except maybe to like add more like to show Facebook like this is a more popular post, push this post. Like, that's the only thing I can think that bots are necessary for in Facebook at all.
Or if you follow them, then they'll start DMing you, and then they'll send you a link to click on, and all of a sudden they hack your account.
Oh
And
my
then
gosh.
send a message to all your friends saying, "Hey, I was in Europe and got stranded. I need money. Can you please donate me money right now?" Totally happened to a cousin of mine. Anyways,
Oh my
it's like
gosh.
Happened to me in high school.
there's shady stuff out there.
That's so weird. I've seen. Oh, what were you gonna say?
I had I think it was still when I was Rognon's TA, and I went and talked to him about it the next day. But I had like a bot that started commenting on my stuff, but like it was a really advanced bot. It was like reading information from my husband's Facebook page and mine, and saying that he's like, you aborted our baby and stuff. And he was like, I've told your husband Brandon, I called him at this number. And then he put like my husband's phone number. Like he was able to like find all this information, and he commented on like all my posts, and then went and commented on my husband's posts. And I was like, what the heck? I was so freaked out. Like, I freaked out.
What did you do? Could you just report it?
I reported it, but since they didn't have like the comments, because I deleted the comments right away because it's accusing me of some weird stuff. But they have comments that are like, yeah, no, this account looks legit. I had like 50 people report it. I like posted about on Facebook. I'm like, everyone go report this person.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So they're just, bots are a whole other thing.
I can tell you when that happened because I remember because I had just met you. We had just became Facebook friends, and then you posted that, and I was like, "What the heck?
What was happening in this girl's life?
What is going on with my TA? What is
A couple of hours ago, I just won some free prize. They didn't even say what it was. I just needed to sign up for something in order to win it.
Congratulations.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
It happens a lot. So
See,
It's so weird.
my fear is like, this is just me, and this might just be my anxiety. I will admit that. But when I get like calls from, you know how people are like, this is about your car insurance. or, like,
Yes.
this is about, and my fear is that I get so many calls from the same exact number about it that like I'm actually like, there was one time where I switched banks. And I thought that it was because it was a bot and it was leaving voicemails, and I thought that it wasn't real. Eventually, I think I got an email and they were like, "You've been avoiding all of our calls," and I was like, "No, I thought you were a bot."
It's just sketchy. Don't trust anything these
It
days.
was real. That one was real. But yeah, like,
right.
I'm so afraid. Oh yeah, no, I owed the bank like a couple $100s on accident. My bad. But I'm better now. I was 19.
I'm better now.
Now you're 21.
I'm 21 now. I'm a real adult. Anyways.
Yeah, those phone ones are annoying. I block them and then I get a different number with the same message, and I'm like, how dare you? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a specific phone number now that I'll use to give out like to random stuff. Because that one I don't check. It's a Google Voice number. I never use it.
Having Google Voice is amazing though, because they have to say who they are before you pick up. And so they'll be like,
do that.
what? I think there's a setting in the app somewhere. It's amazing though, because I know who I can just listen to, hello, this is so, and I'll just like hang up. Perfect. It's the perfect, like, what is the word? Like,
screener.
what?
Screener.
I was thinking of, what's the industry term for like bodyguards in like I can't think of it. Never mind. But I think everybody understands what I'm saying. I'll think of the word like tomorrow and tell all of you.
Just text it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting how off topic we've gone, but still how on topic we've gone.
Yeah.
I just want to say really quick that if anyone watching has questions, they can like put them in the comments, and then like for James or anyone, and then we can like, just because I just want to make sure that we don't have any questions that like people are like hoping get answered and then don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, you were talking about Facebook bots. I have a beef with Facebook right now, which is that Mark Zuckerberg was going after Twitter about fact-checking stuff, and everything in my newsfeed is being fact-checked.
Yeah. Wait,
On
what?
Facebook.
On Facebook?
Yep. It's like right below it, and it's like, fact check, this isn't true, or like stuff like that. And it's all about like Corona, and like, just gonna be honest, I thought like all my friends are like Republicans like on Facebook because I'm from Texas. And so like, and it's all like fact checking it. First off, I hate politics. I think they're dumb. Secondly, it just makes me happy that they're being fact checked, because I don't think they realize that they're being fact checked in the articles that they're sharing, but they are. And so, yeah, basically Mark Zuckerberg went after Twitter. Like, this is like, you shouldn't be this stuff. He's doing it.
Well, and then
You know why?
a lot of companies responded with like, we're going to pull our ads from Facebook. Yeah. Because
I think over the weekend, they estimated that Zuckerberg lost $7 billion.
yeah, they lost their biggest brands. Yeah.
Yeah, to the point where now the conversation is, will Facebook, and basically that also means Instagram, will they survive? Are they gonna be replaced by other platforms and that kind of stuff?
TikTok.
Yeah.
Something that's cool, just like because we're talking about social media best practices, like a big thing with Facebook, because I know there was a question on it that I kind of just answered in the comments, is not only like only like 10% of their audience sees the post on Facebook, and that is very like common, a really, really difficult thing. Like I would have a Facebook page for my brand and also my Instagram. My Instagram would get lots of likes organically. My Facebook would not get any likes, like at all, because it would literally get like maybe one every now and then. And that's like across the board, like pretty much every brand acting as a page. A really huge thing that Facebook started pushing, and I learned this from James, so it's not like I like figured this out on my own, but just like have been pushing groups a lot, and you like literally will even see ads I've seen ads on YouTube for Facebook groups and things. And at first I thought it was dumb, but I actually am a part of a lot of Facebook groups now. And the key is to join Facebook groups as your page, because you can join as yourself or as like your page. So I could join as Kiley, or I could join as Kiley Lee Creative. And if you join like community pages, like for me as a photographer or designer, I could join community pages, and then when people are like looking for a photographer, you can comment as your brand or something like that, you know. Or if you join groups. When I said pages, I meant groups. But groups are really big and things like that. And so a huge part is like participating as your page. Other than that, like organic likes are really difficult to get on Facebook. Like not a lot of your audience will see it. And even if it says that 10% is viewing, like who knows how they're viewing it, you know, it's just like, it's not very likely. You have to think of like who's on Facebook, like what's your audience like that's on Facebook. Facebook's how I get my photography clients all the way, because it's like, I'll go and comment using my page on people that are looking for photographers, and it's like families, you know, it's not, and sometimes wedding photography or something like that. But Instagram's where I get a lot of like my design clients and things like that. So it's like important to be mindful of like Instagram is mostly like younger generations, Facebook is mostly older and things like that.
Yeah. Facebook is like the depraved, like gone wrong version of like what Instagram will be, because they're like ad driven. Like you can't get organic growth in Facebook anymore. Yeah. Like the general rule of thumb is that 5% of your audience, I think, will see it. And they do that on purpose so that you buy ads. And then when they make it like a high, like the first one is really good. And then it makes your engagement, like you're just organic, like what people see go down even more, so that they kind of try to trick you into getting ads the whole time. And that's why you only ever see like paid ads from a page. You never see just a page, you know what I mean? And even so, it's perfect. I have exactly 100 people following my Facebook page, and I get like max 10, maybe 12 people will see it. Yeah. Facebook is crazy.
The principle that Kiley's talking about, I mean, that transfers to also Instagram and Twitter. So like Instagram doesn't necessarily have groups; they have hashtags that you can follow. And this strategy comes from Gary Vaynerchuk. Anyways,
awesome.
the $1.80 strategy. That's what he talks about, and he talks about how basically you look up a hashtag that you're going to use or you've been participating with, like creating content for the hashtag. You search it, look at the top 10 posts, comment on the people that are commenting on that post, engage with the audience that likes that content. And then ideally you do this like 5 minutes before you post. And then when you post, hopefully by the time they look at your content's fresh, new, and then they engage with it, and you'll raise the chances of getting more followers. Twitter has Twitter chats, which is basically the same thing. It's a hashtag with a group of people that, I mean, there's lists out there that are forever long saying, hey, at this time of day, this day of a week, we're going to talk about this topic using this hashtag. And so you can engage with a lot more of a community. And that's what really social media, I mean, that's kind of like the best practices all together. But another way to improve Facebook too is to rely on other channels. So for example, like Instagram is terrible when it comes to SEO, search engine optimization. You can't find people for like specific topics or anything like that. However, YouTube is a great place for SEO. And so if someone finds you on YouTube, they might end up searching you and want to follow you on Facebook or Instagram. And so those channels that are not really great for new creators or like finding new people, you use the other channels that help that a lot more. And so this omni-channel approach is always what's better. Plus, I mean, what happens if Facebook and Instagram die? You know what I mean? Like, then
We're all forced onto Twitter.
I love Twitter.
I don't.
I love Twitter. It's the realest place compared to Facebook and Instagram.
I am on Twitter because Rognon told me to get on Twitter.
It is the best.
I am on Twitter now.
And it provides opportunities. Like I see people on Twitter being like, I'm looking for an intern to help me with this project, and it's, you know, this illustration project. I need somebody to help me with it. Just reply, you know, your portfolio. Like I see that all the time. I've made like this commitment of whenever I see a post that is fairly recent, like if there's like thousands of comments, I don't really care anymore. But there's lots of artists that are like, share your work below. I want to spread the love, you know, and there's a lot of like, there's a surprising amount of community-ness in Twitter. Yeah.
I went to an Adobe Max like five years ago. I don't know. They said,
I think we went the same time.
Yeah. Twitter's the secret society of creatives.
That's exactly why you told me to get on Twitter.
Yeah.
That exactly.
My Twitter feed is not creatives. I just need to go fix that maybe.
You gotta go look at somebody you like, and then you gotta go see who follows them, who also makes art, because they're probably talking to each other.
On Twitter.
You know what I did, and just go follow Emily's stuff.
Yeah.
I went to Emily's Twitter, and then I followed the people that she followed.
Yeah.
My thing with Twitter is I never get any engagement. It doesn't matter if I use hashtags or not. The closest thing that I have gotten to engagement was last night, and I was upset at how I got engagement, and so I took down the tweet. Because I basically posted, and I was like, I have this issue in Illustrator. Does anybody know how to fix it? And then I got comments like, I'm a professional graphic designer. Just send it to me. And it's like, no. Like, I want to look. And so, yeah. And so that's like the only like big like the only tweet that I've had that actually has like gotten like likes and stuff. I might be doing Twitter wrong. The only platform that I really care about is Instagram, and even then I've kind of stopped caring a little bit because I just spend all my time on TikTok now, and there is no TikTok algorithm. like everybody's For You page is different, so I feel like there's not really a great algorithm for it. Rognon, I could be totally wrong, but I feel like there's not necessarily like a way to like make it big on TikTok, like the randomest stuff goes viral. And so I just spend all my time on there. I don't even post on there that much anymore. I have like 300 something followers, and I just stopped posting, and I've kept them because everybody forgets that they're following people, because TikTok is like 15 seconds of entertainment and then you're on to the next thing.
Yeah.
TikTok just announced last week what makes the algorithm run, and with like key indicators. Some of it's pretty interesting stuff. It's like song choice is a huge part of it. You know, everyone has their own individual kind of algorithm that dictates what content you see. Song choice, device choice, like what device you're on, you know, who you follow, all of that kind of stuff gets into it. But you can kind of search it up. A lot of it has to be random. Some of the things, this is kind of crazy. They said, because they've been accused in the past of only beautiful people can get their stuff seen on TikTok.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've
And
seen
they
a lot of
said,
that.
if that was ever a rule, it is no longer a rule, basically. So kind of alluding that, yes, something like that was happening, but it's no longer the case, which is super interesting. But again, yeah. But Discord is getting bigger. Twitch is also getting bigger when it comes to creatives. I mean, you can watch all of Bob Ross's stuff on Twitch.
What do you do on Twitch if you're not a gamer? That's
I mean,
the thing that I don't understand.
you have a lot of cosplayers that like are putting together their stuff. You know, you can kind of watch them do those kinds of things. Like live streaming, you know, you doing your artwork.
Yeah.
Part of it though is just getting creative. Do you know what I mean? Like you just don't know. Like if you do something different that's unique and pretty cool, all of a sudden, next thing you know, like you're almost internet famous kind of thing.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody though, and they were talking about how Twitch pushes popular content first though, and so it makes the people that already have a huge base get bigger, and not necessarily people just starting out.
I feel like all the platforms do that though.
Well, yeah, I think some platforms try a little bit harder to like help people get up there, or just there's an easier way to do it. I don't know. I'm not on Twitch, so I just got a Twitch account like yesterday so I could watch my friends stream. Yeah.
I don't know what Twitch is, to be honest.
It's where Ninja lives. Yeah, it's video games mostly.
Is it?
Like it's live stream, and like the most of the content I've ever seen like from Twitch has been gaming content. But I also watch a lot of gaming content, so I don't know.
Discord.
Twitch just announced that they're banning Trump from Twitch. He's not allowed on it. Anyway,
Like he is getting shunned by all of the platforms because they like banned a Reddit thread about him too.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a really popular one. Yeah.
I now like Twitch.
If the channel, I mean, if the platform doesn't allow new creators, that's where you have to like use other channels to help kind of promote, you know.
Yeah, to bring it over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question then before we close. Going back to like Facebook, just because we were talking about like my ADHD mind went back there somehow. But when you share your business page posts onto your personal page and then you get likes from that, like, is that helping your algorithm, or do those likes account to just like your personal page? Does that make sense? Do you know?
So from what I understand, and they haven't come out really officially and said how does the algorithm work. A while ago, that 10% thing was true. They said it only goes to 10% of your followers, and then if it gets more engagement, then it goes to more of your followers. I think that they changed that, where it's going to more mimic the style of algorithms that Instagram has. Because actually the guy that used to run Facebook is now in charge of Instagram. And he's been in charge of it for like a year and a half or so. And so like I'm pretty sure it's the same thing going across both lines. but I'm not 100% sure on that one. I'd have to read more into it. They're pretty tight-lipped though when it comes to that stuff. What you're talking about though is collaboration. You're just happening to collaborating with yourself. Collaboration and like what you guys were saying earlier, where Kylie and Kayla, you're sharing Emily's stuff. Like that's collaboration. The more you can do collaborations, the better. The more you're going to get more engagement, the more content, all that kind of stuff. I'd be really hesitant to run any contests because it seems like whenever you run a contest, all of a sudden Facebook and Instagram, they like to what's the word I'm looking for? They don't like that, and so they kind of put your content further down.
Does that giveaways are those contests too?
Yeah.
Even just reply type thing.
Yeah.
My bucket list family scandal.
Yeah.
What?
There's a lot of super interesting. I mean, like things that have happened because of giveaways. Technically, if you don't do giveaways right, you're not adhering to the channels. Most of the channels, their policies, and so you can actually be blacklisted, if not just taken down. There's a lot of interesting stuff that's out there when it comes to that stuff.
A way to collaborate that like I found was helpful is like there's a girl in Rexburg that does nails. She has done my nails. And I was talking to her, I was like, we should do something. So I just created like a story template that was like a nail edition story template. And I shared it and she shared it, and she has a lot of followers, but it also was like fun content for her to share. And that way people would follow me. And from that, like I had people asking like, do you want, like, will you do one with me and things like that? So like, it's like, there are ways that you can do collaborations that aren't like giveaways. Cause for a while that's all I did. But now I do like collaborations, like find different ways to do collaborations. Like if you can create content that someone will share and they have a lot of followers, for me, sometimes that's worth it if they're in my target audience. If it's like, you have followers that I could totally like see as potential clients, then hey, I'll create this little thing for you to post and you'll tag me, something like that.
Interesting.
We did that last Christmas where the Rognon project, that account, we collaborated with like 7 people. I mean, we only have like 500 followers or something on that account. And it's mostly just us trying to be accountable for ourselves to do what we're trying to achieve. And that for that one though, we reached out to like these people that had 25,000 followers, and we said, hey, we'll create the book, this ebook, like PDF download, free downloadable of, here's 12 tips of Christmas. That's what we called it, for like debt-free health and travel kind of thing. So we reached out to them. I think we got 7 of them on board, and most of them had, 20,000 plus followers. And we launched it over the course of a week. Everyone shared different parts. I gave them all their own stuff, so it was really, really easy for them to like just post it. I just emailed it to them. They had it in their email. They could just post it, share it, and then all of a sudden, I think it was in 24 hours, we grew by like 150 followers or something like that. The first 24 hours of it, kind of thing. Anyways. So collaborating like that kind of stuff, you have to provide more value to someone that might have more followers than necessarily you do.
Yeah, I think this question, I was just going to type response, but kind of the things I said and also things James just like, yeah, it's just like working with, like either you can create something for an account that has a large following that you would also like to have, for them to share, or you guys work together to create content that both parties could use, you work together to create like a design or something like that. Or like James was saying, like how he had other people create content and then he created a workbook and you can put it out together, and that's way lots of people can share it. I think for creatives especially, it's like working on creating content or creating something of value together. Or for me, like a lot of potential clients aren't creators because then they can just create what I'm trying to sell them. So for me personally, like my collaborations on Instagram involve me creating content for influencers that have my choice following, and then they'll share it, and then their followers might be like, oh, those designs are cool or whatever, so I'm going to follow the person and see if they'll make me one or something.
I feel like sometimes too, like collaborations just kind of happen. Like somebody will just happen to share your thing. I remember Rognon one day, somebody like some like vacation family or something had shared your guys' post, and then you guys gained like a ton of followers that day. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's like super broad.
That's happened a couple times actually. Like we tagged them and then they shared it, kind of thing. Like we shared their content and then they like shared us sharing our content. Because when we shared their stuff, we didn't just like share it and call it good. We shared it and added onto it with our own thoughts, and kind of our own ideas or experiences with it. We have a collaboration kind of in the works right now. It got put on hold because of COVID, but like there's a travel family and they're trying to plan this big trip out to the Sawtooth Mountains, which is near us. Anyway, so like it would be that we reached out to them. We're like, hey, we've never gone there. Next time you guys go, hit us up. And they're like, oh, we're planning. This was back in like January. We're planning on going this summer. You guys want to meet up and we can have some fun together and do stuff. And they would have posted, we would have posted, and that was just like more of a kind of a happenstance kind of situation.
Yeah, stuff like that. I feel like anytime I've gotten reached out to like once or twice, and it's always been like, hey, if you buy my product and then take pictures of it.
It's always been weird stuff, yeah.
I'm like, I'm not spending money on your product.
The other fun thing too is when they reach out to you, you're like, hey, can I repost your stuff? As soon as they ask that, 90% of the time they're going to be like, okay, fantastic. I have this account where I'll repost it to. We have 20,000 plus followers. It's just going to cost you $200 for us to repost it. And that's another thing right now. Like, it's just like, oh my gosh, really? So.
And you have to watch out what they mean by repost, because you could have just given them permission to post your stuff without them tagging you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which I've heard of happening to people.
Oh,
I think, and one last thing that you have to be careful with collabs is not getting taken advantage of, I guess, like not like realizing your worth and not just like putting time into content that's not going to be worth your while, like I have gotten a few DMs like from Instagrams that don't have a lot of followers, and they're like, hey, do you want to draw a picture of this inspirational woman in history and hand letter a quote, and we'll post it and we'll tag you, and we have like 100 followers. And I'm like, okay, well, that's less than I have, and no, I'm not going to do that for free, like it's just not really worth it for me. I've also had someone who's in my town who's like a micro influencer. She's one of the more popular, she's basically the biggest influencer in Rexburg, which is not saying much, but she has asked me to create content for her before, and then like I've told her my price and she's like, never mind, like I have a lot of followers and things. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that for free though, because I just realized that like her following, maybe it's just like not going to be worth it for me, and stuff like that. So I think like a huge thing is like, or there was a spray tan artist whom I love. She's a good friend of mine, but she asked if I would be her photographer and if I would just like accept, like she would give me a spray tan every now and then, and then in trade I would be her photographer and take pictures of her products and like fashion shoots and stuff. And I was like, that's just not worth it for me. Like that, your spray tans are worth like $30 and my time is worth more than that. And so I think like, yeah, that's the last thing I would say on collaborations is just like, you don't have to take every collaboration, like, cause sometimes it's just not going to be worth your time, and you could just be creating content for yourself to post that would be more valuable.
Yeah. Well said.
Any closing thoughts from anybody? Or are we good to end on that?
Social media is hard, but you can do it.
You can do it.
Be authentic, genuine, and just do it for the fun. I mean, that's honestly the best thing you can do on social media.
Do it for the fun.
Yeah.
There's no right way to do it. So don't think, oh, this person got famous because they used these hashtags, so it's obviously going to work for me. That's a lie. All right. Sweet. If you want to find any of our stuff, it is in the description below. I added Rognon's stuff as well. If you want to find me, go to @diuguidvisuals on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. As you've just heard, I'm not posting much, but I'm there is the important part. If you want to find Emily's stuff, go to @Guminelli, literally anywhere. If you type in Guminelli and you don't find anything, then she's not there. But everything else, if you type in Guminelli, you will find her. If you want to find Kiley's stuff, go to @Kiley.creative. All of her like other brands and stuff are also in the description, but this is like her creative one. And then if you want to find Rognon's stuff, go to @JamesRognon or @The Rognon Project. His link tree is in the description below as well. So thank you to everybody for joining us for social media part 3.
Wait. I just want to acknowledge what's happening in the comments really quick. Ronnie, you want to collab, just buy my book and I'll post a picture and I'll share it. Good job.
Good job, guys.
Good job, everybody. Anyways, we'll see you on Monday.